I'm joined by Manisha Thakor, personal finance expert and co-author of Get Financially Naked. Before the break, Manisha and I discussed the new consumer-friendly credit card laws. In this segment, she joins us to answer some viewer questions. Manisha, thanks for sticking around. Okay.
Thanks for having me, Meg.
Absolutely. Okay, so the first question comes from Allison, and she asks, what's your favorite part of the Credit Card Act?
Well, Allison, we talked about two of them in the previous segment. I love the fact that credit card statements will now clearly show how long it will take you to pay down your debt if you make just the minimum payment. And also great information like how much more you'd have to pay each month if you want to pay off your debt in, say, 3 years. Another thing I love, we talked about if you are in college, it's going to be a lot harder to get a hold of that plastic. But maybe my all-time favorite piece is the fact that when you send in payments now, those payments have to be applied towards your highest interest rate debt first, which is what we all hoped would have happened to begin with, as opposed to the standard practice of paying off that lower interest rate debt first.
Okay, that's good. It's all good changes, it seems like. Now, Dean tweets his question in, and he's asking, I have extra cash. Should I pay down mortgage or add to savings? What do you think?
Oh, Dean, 10 years ago, that would have been a no-brainer. People would have said, oh my gosh, put that money in the market. Are you crazy? But today, it's not such a straightforward answer. As we heard from Lizanne Saunders, so many people right now are expecting a recovery in the economy, but they may not translate into the stock market. And importantly, even though we're seeing interest rates slowly start to rise, if you look at yields on CDs, money market funds, savings accounts, they're not knocking your socks off. So honestly, I think that if you're maxing out your retirement accounts, your 401k, your IRAs, a good use of extra cash is to pay down your mortgage because that is a guaranteed return on those funds.
Especially with all the foreclosures, right?
Precisely.
All right. Florence sends her question in via Facebook, and she asks, I'm getting ready to graduate from college, and I have a lot of student loans. Should I pay those off first before starting to save for retirement? What do you think?
Oh, Florence, I tell you, it's interesting. That question reminds me a lot of something that I personally am grappling with right now, which is getting into shape. So, the age-old question is, should I start exercising first, or should I focus on my diet first? And the honest answer is focusing on either one of those elements will help you, but doing both at the same time turbocharges the effect. And it's the same in your situation. I would actually say, mathematically, paying down your student loans is the smartest first step. But I find that if you don't also build up that savings muscle at the same time, right out of the gate early on in your working years, oftentimes it's too easy to just let that muscle stay dormant. So my advice is pick a percentage, 50-50, 2/3, 1/3, but with every discretionary dollar you have, put some towards debt pay down on your loans and also save some for your retirement. All
right, good advice there. It's always good to have a budgeting plan. Now here's a question from Ava, and she writes in, I'm 31 years old. Should I still contribute to a Roth IRA, or am I better doing a traditional IRA?
Ava, so that's an interesting question. With a Roth, the most important thing for you to know is that you have paid now. It's paid with, you put after-tax dollars in now, but you never have to pay tax on that money in the future. But not everyone can have this goodie bag. So there are limits. If you're a single filer, if you are part of a household that files married jointly, there are different income limits. If you qualify, I think that a Roth is the best deal, independent of your age, simply because tax rates have nowhere to go but up. So the key point is it's not your age that's defining whether or not you should participate in the Roth or the traditional IRA. It's your income. And if you're single, $105,000 is the most you can make to take advantage of the full tax benefits of a Roth contribution.
Okay, let's stay on that theme there for a little bit and go to Gene. He sends us a tweet asking, should I convert my traditional IRA to a Roth? What do you think?
Okay, so that's another great question. I think we're going to get that a lot in 2010 because this year, for the first time, the income caps have been taken off on conversions. So I would say if you can afford to pay for the taxes when you convert that over out of cash sources outside of the IRA, do it.
All right, great advice, Manisha. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer all of our viewer questions.
ABC News Now. Good to know.